Sam Stell, good evening to you. Well, you know it, we start the way we start. Folks, until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. I'll say that again. Folks, I said until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. Hello and welcome to the most opinionated hour on radio and the nation's thought-provoking hour. I am Nana Ansah, Kwao, the fourth chief of the Little Republic of Akwemu Edumasa, and I say, thank God it's Monday. And this by far is our favorite hour of the week, where we look forward to being just Ghanaians. Where we look forward to just being frank, brutally honest with ourselves. With no insult, we are able to pour out and agree and disagree strongly. But one thing runs across, folks. One thing runs across. Those who agree and those who disagree all do it for the good and the love of nation. Welcome to the ritual I call That's My Opinion. So let us all gather and make truth good. And this can only happen on Joy 99.7 FM. Our topic today, brace for impact economy. Brace for impact economy. Folks, if you have been in Ghana for a year or more, you would understand by what I mean by brace for impact economy. But before I start, I want to state clear that our present predicament of the state of the economy did not start today. Even though the managers of the times sometimes are looked upon with a much, much more critical lens. And rightfully so. But folks, we are gradually pricing ourselves out of existence. We are gradually pricing ourselves out of a division nation where it will be survival of the fittest. We are pricing ourselves to the fact that it will get to a point where people will be too poor to even die. You can't even afford. That's where we are getting to. We are pricing ourselves into unbearable hardships. Ghana is becoming too expensive, very expensive. Folks, real estate, according to Africa Business Insider, Accra, has one of the most expensive properties in Africa and second in the world. And they're doing that by comparing price per square meter compared to the income ratio. If you look at the money we are earning, and if you look at the properties per square meter, it's the most expensive in the world. And if you've gone out asking for prices of houses, you'd understand where I'm coming from. Folks, the prices are still going up with no signs of it stopping. And yet there's no space in the lower end of the market. And in the meantime, we are 7 million upside down in terms of accommodation. We are about 7 million upside down with houses. And yet there are houses on the market and the prices they are talking about are far, far beyond the reach of the average Ghanaian. How is the average Ghanaian supposed to find shelter? So it's not by coincidence that you see people sleeping on the roadside and in sheds and in containers. It's not by coincidence or by choice. That's what it is. That's what's available. Folks, the cost of land and the capital is beyond any reality. Aside the litigations, the number of times one will have to buy land. And these are sort of the components of development. This is where development will start from. And we seem to be putting every impediment possible in it to make sure that development won't happen. Folks, cost per kilometer of road construction, we are amongst the highest in the world. Cost per kilometer of road construction, we are amongst the highest in the world, with no signs of adopting cheaper methods of constructing our roads. And so you ask yourself, with the little we make, how many kilometers can we add to even clear the deficit, let alone build upon? But we live on. Folks, government constructions of schools and general building usually will cost 3 to 5 times more than what the market price is. So what an individual will build for 200,000, the state will build the same, probably even a little less, for 800,000. It's done openly. The state, and the reason being that the state does not pay on time. And therefore, we piled on all the inflation and everything just in case the state pays, it will be covered. But you look at it, and I'm telling you, in all reality, what you would build for 200,000, the state will build for 800,000. And yet still, we live in it. Folks, cost of materials for construction seem to have their own constitution and president and mind and world of their own, a life of their own. Materials for construction seem to have a life on their own. And developing states like ours fully and wholly depends on construction. Drains, houses, churches, libraries, sanitary places. I mean, we depend on construction to even move from where we are into the next state. And the aggregates and the materials to make this thing happen is well beyond the average man. Basic foods, folks. Tomatoes, plantain. Basic food, tomatoes. It's not for the faint-hearted. You don't go and ask for the price of tomatoes. This way, you bear my pa and wait me and say, bucket near say near the above, boom, now you know tomatoes. And you ask yourself, yes, we know there are hardships in the world and everything, but aren't there certain things that are within our reach that we could have managed? So now fuel and energy. Fuel and energy. If we add this on top of all our overpriced ingredients of development, then I'm saying brace for impact. Folks, brace for impact, because it's going to get tough. Folks, we are now about to reap what we have sown over the years. We seem to think that good things happen by chance. That one day we will wake up and it shall all be well. And sadly enough, at every given time, half the nation is supporting the status quo. At every given time, half the nation is supporting the status quo by comparing which party did worse. Our party is the best for Ghana. My party is the best for Ghana. My party can do no wrong until they leave power. And then suddenly, the narrative changes. All the people who hate or something today will suddenly love it when the party changes. And those who love it today will suddenly hate it. And it goes in 8 year in, 8 year out, 4 year in, 4 year out. The story changes. Folks, I know it's easier said than done. But is it really impossible to position ourselves as a country to take advantage of our own future potential? I said, I know it's easier said than done. But is it really impossible to position ourselves as a country to take advantage of our own future potential? Folks, fertilizer is made out of ammonia, which you get out of gas. And we have gas by the grace of God. So I ask, why don't we have an industry producing fertilizer, considering the agric potential in the nation? And if we haven't, have we even started? I think these are real questions. I know it's easier said than done, but these are real questions. Because wherever it is that we go to get fertilizer from, Eneyatum, it's the same gas that God gave us that they gave to them. And whatever it is, the ammonia, whatever it is you're going to mix it with, I'm sure even if you Google it, you'll get the components. So what is it that stops a whole sovereign nation to say, so far as we have gas, some online, some onshore, some offshore, let us get some and set up a fertilizer industry to boost our agric, since agric is our potential. I know it's easier said than done, but those who did it, what did they do? Did God himself drop from the sky to come and help them? Or is it the same human beings with blood running through their veins like ours? If we haven't started, then the good question is, why? Folks, why is Tor sitting idle and we are importing finished goods? You ask yourself, who is paying for the transportation and the added cost? Why can't GMPC give some of its concession to Tor to produce, to help, to mitigate our problems? Since GMPC will get the crude at a much cheaper price than what it is on the world market. You get the frema nankate so kakra, nankaye how abafom. And when people are able to afford, generally, the economy expands when people spend more. Again, I said I know it's easier said than done. But I'm asking, is it really impossible? And to me, see Dana. And then I ask, the countries where these things have been made possible, what did they do? Is it possible we can copy them? Folks, with my Edumasa economics, which is not that much, it's not that much. But I know for a fact that no nation can tax its way out of problems. You can't. You either spend or you save. You either spend your way out of problems or you save. But here we are, folks, with the state that acts as though it's an armed robber. I just say, well, who's the industry be is just budding, bang, they are there. Rushing in with huge levies. I remember when domestic airlines started, 2 flights a day to Kumasi, 3 flights a day to Kumasi. By the time they hit 4, 5, 6 to the state, this is a whole industry. Boom, they move in. You fly from Accra to Tamale, 700 cities, 1,000 cities. Really? And you think you can get an industry out of that? No. It's just a big kit where, there's some sort of a positive, poverty mentality. Big bang. The state is in there with levies. And that's it. They'll kill it. They could not get any local airline industry. By now, we should be doing 20, 30 airlines to Kumasi. Every half an hour, there should be a plane taking off and landing in Kumasi, Tamale, all the cities. Every half an hour, as he said, they should be moving. But no, at these prices, unless it's an emergency or you're really part of the affluent, you don't go near it. Folks, the number of low-hanging fruits that have been left hanging is mind-boggling. The number of low-hanging fruits, it's mind-boggling. Why? Because nobody wants to do the hard work. Nobody wants to knock on door to door. No. So they've just been left hanging. And we are also spreading ourselves way too thin. We are unable to make any real impact in any sector. To go to tourism, so easy. You could have picked one aspect of tourism. If you want to do the beach tourism or the fort tourism or whatever it is tourism, you can't do all the tourism. Just make that area first class. Let it grow. And then whatever you get from there, you can move on to the next. But the person will be and it makes no, just drop in the ocean, NASA. And all we hear, folks, COVID, Ukraine, COVID, Ukraine. If you have a headache, it was COVID. If you have a back pain, it was a Ukraine. If there's traffic incarnation, it's Ukraine. If it's COVID. Folks, are we not overflogging these two horses? Were we the only country in the world while these two crises happen? Folks, the amount of COVID relief, funds that we got, good grief, will blow your mind. Yet here we are, and some citizens are facing extinction. How it is that they will survive till the end of the year, as my friend will say, how they will survive to the end of the year, folks, the rich will lay off the poor to maintain their lifestyles. And it's going to get bad before it gets better. But as an Akan proverb or African proverb says, the ignorant chicken will sleep hungry on a bag of maize. The ignorant chicken will sleep hungry on a bag of maize. And here we are, folks, sitting on a bag of maize, sleeping, and we are starving. Here we are, sitting on a bag of maize, and we are sleeping on an empty stomach out of ignorance. Education. Folks, we are all being educated away from common sense. I was speaking somewhere and I said, you know something, if you're in a village today and you're fortunate to get a good education, you're of no use to that village anymore. If you are in any town, any small town, and you get you're fortunate to get a good education, you're of no use to the town. Because you don't know how to till the land, you don't know how to fish the rivers, you don't know how to convert share butter into anything. All you can do is speak good English and then have to head towards Accra to come and find jobs which don't exist. And so we have to brace ourselves. Folks, we have to brace ourselves, for the impact is going to be huge. People who have negotiated on our behalf sometimes come back with some negotiations that, folks, so they have to buy a phone, and Abeku makes the phone, but I don't buy from Abeku. I have to buy it from Mamiesi. who's now going to buy from Evans, and Evans will go to Abeku. Meanwhile, Abeku's written to me to say, look, Nana Sakwa, come and buy the thing at 10 cedis, but no, I'll buy it at Mamiesi for 60 cedis. It happens all the time. And he will come in the media and we will complain, why don't you go and source this thing direct? They are ready for you. But you'll be kakra. Everybody would manage to construct a road. The bill, only God knows. It rains and then it washes away. So here we are. And millions and millions and millions of people. If you want to send a little momo to your wife so that they can pound fufu in the house, majibi. If you don't leave the cash at home for the fufu and you go and you send it electronically, I will take some. You buy something and you look on the receipt. Sanitation, COVID, NHIS, VAT, whatever it is, you pile it all up. Tourism levy, you pile it all up and it's about 20%. We cannot tax our way out of problems. So enough of the big English. Let us all come down, sit down, bring all heads to the table, start positioning ourselves so that at least by the time we ride this wave, we would have real advantage in certain areas that will benefit us for good. We must all come together, position ourselves in a way that by the time we go through this hardship, we would have been positioned well enough to set up certain industries to our advantage. Until then, just like the ignorant chicken, I know you have yours to add. 0302 216 541. Okay, who's on the line? Who's my first caller?
Yeah, this is Benjamin from Adenta.
Let me hear you, my brother.
Yes, you've spoken a lot and almost on point. I'm just amazed. Nigeria, petrol is 3 cedi there, just not too far from us. Even when we buy finished products from them, we're going to sell it cheaper. So how come that our finished products are so expensive? I don't buy the argument at all from the BDCs or whoever they call themselves, that it is the taxes. I mean, there's also the issue of overpricing when it comes to the fuel. We have our own crude here in Ghana. They ran down Tor. The Tor CEO is getting all kinds of allowances that Samson mentioned the last time, entertainment, you name it. And they are not producing anything. Just because the politicians take over the fuel, this is the fact. Many filling stations are owned by politicians. Ben Aiku is a politician. He owns filling stations at Teshi. So I'm not lying. Are owned by the politicians. And they just keep making so much money and impoverishing Ghanaians. I think that we ought to scrutinize what Senor Hosi and his group are doing to find out if indeed they are not shortchanging us. Because Esther had mentioned some time back that they are shortchanging us. And once petrol goes high, everything else is going high. Pricing yourself out. I mean, when the products are becoming so expensive. Last time I went to buy a certain product, I don't want to mention the name, I went back and it was more than double the price. And you're asking yourself, how come that this is going on? And we have an economist who is Baumia, and nobody is giving us any solution except the blame game. Just as I'm calling to ask questions, the people who are supposed to fix the situation are also asking questions about Russia, Ukraine, about COVID this. So can't we think out of the box? What are we producing? We produce virtually nothing in this country. Just for the one district, one factory programs, we are always being lied to that these people are producing. What at all is being produced? Tomatoes. Go to the market and find out. I bought tomatoes the other day, 10 cedis. I was given only 4 pieces 4 pieces of tomatoes for, and we have farmers here in Ghana. They claim that they are importing the tomatoes from Burkina Faso. So that one too, is it Russia and Ukraine that is making tomatoes drought in Ghana, Nana?
Big question there, my brother. Dr. Joseph Brenya Asumeni, maintaining the status quo is an avenue for people to enrich themselves. Why will Tor not refine fuel? It's a pity. I can't think far for Ghana. Good evening, Nana. Dr. Joe Brenya Asumeni in Edriso. Let me go on the phone. Hello, who's talking to me?
Nana Kwesi.
Let me hear you.
Nana, Abomasem so. Abomasem so. As for this issue, Nana, see, me can't question. You see this, you live your strategy. Say, Aban say, Ober 24. It's not say, Aban busy dying, it's no one can say, you live in a DC and I Janet Shao. Just like you said, overpricing of things, even from the government. It's a do obedi one city better. Aban go back on the 10 city. Why? Common sense, bad leadership, wisdom is the problem of this country, Nana. As a school did doctorate, need degrees now. Now you're losing your dream. As you're losing. Meanwhile, education is supposed to enhance this common sense now. When I say, "Man, you're better." You as you're losing, and we've lost that one. So we are in this country. Me say, say 11 years as a benefit. We are all here. If you put a building and you tell us that 11 are there, if it doesn't make sense, we will come for you. Then I don't hear easy, we are coming for him. Seriously. Because you won't go and buy pure water for 10 cities. So many say it's only 30 pesos. Now you can't to say because what to pure water mine. We won't do that anymore. It can't be done here, bro. So you mentioned the other countries also have done it. If this is how they were doing their things, do you think they would have gotten where they got to? They wouldn't have gotten there. Infrastructure in Remu and the previous government is the one who built it into now it's in Remu. You think they would have gotten where they are if they did what we are doing right now? It's the basic, so it's a basic, get the basics right. Don't leave some of these things astray. And we build on it, then we go forward. But Obiaya and your political parties, they come and they want to do what to win them the next election, not what to benefit you. Into a country to be a person who to now defend. Then you have stupid Ghanaians who also be following them. So who do you blame? Yeah, yes, we will come for them and make sure say they will do the right things. We are the ones following them. We are the ones killing people for them. We are the ones fighting for them. It's one who will hold them accountable. See, democracy in this country simply means that the politician, government have the power to do as it please. And citizens have the freedom to say what they want. At the end of the day, they won't account to you. No, good evening.
Good evening to you. I feel your passion. 0302216541. Hello, who's talking to me?
Nana, this is Ajman, Commissioner Ansah. I hope you're doing well.
I'm very good. Let me hear you, my brother.
And this evening, I side with you 100%. And we are having a lot of problems with this government. Let's put politics aside, though. And we know that the two giants of our political group has not been helping us in terms of the crude oil. We are not having oil refinery to refine it. Fine. They are not trying to do it for us. Now, we are not refining it. We didn't know that COVID will come, Ukraine war will come. Fine. They are here with us. But it looks as if, as government, economic team, the economic experts in this country, we are losing confidence in them. Absolutely. Because it looks as if we are having a coach who is all having a plan B. You see, we are not, refining the oil. Fine. The fuel, we are going to take the fuel, refined one already. Now the dollar is eating up our city. So now, are they sitting down for us to go down? Things getting worse. Can't they do anything? And we should be suffering. So when? We are suffering. So, if they really want to break the eight far they are, then they should do something because a lot of us are losing confidence in them.
Thank you very much. This one says, I think the government should encourage the way everyone should have a small garden to reduce pressure on food prices in the meantime. Operation Feed Yourself. This is from Daniel 0302 216 Hello, who's talking to me?
Yes, Nana, good evening. This is Ejare speaking.
Ejare, let me hear you.
Yes, Nana, before I even proceed, I think last week I made a solemn request to talk to you. I gave my contact. I didn't hear from you.
No, I got it. So this one is my fault. He gave it to me, so I should call you. Wait, let me own up. Let me own up. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so Nana, thank you very much for the opportunity given. Mm-hmm. So what I want to say is that for the astronomical increase in the prices of goods, in the country, I think everybody is feeling it. But I don't know whether we cannot bring a regime which will ensure, price control or the control of price. If I say control of price, what I mean is that if you buy a milk which is 4 cedis, probably at my place here at Danfa, the same milk should also be sold at 4 cedis at Medina or Kumasi or Sunyani or wherever. Mm-hmm. There should be a pervasive or a ubiquitous price.
So uniformity
will be everywhere. So that you will not buy milk 5 cedis, you move to 2 steps and the same milk will be sold at 6 cedis by another person. So that one, Nana, I've been cogitating on it. I've been trying to ponder over it to find a better panacea for it, but I don't know how we can deal with it. And I don't know why it is like that, because I think that government, not this government alone, but all successive governments have not paid heed to this. They haven't paid much attention to this. And as a result, the citizens are rather, suffering, for this. And Nana, even the drivers, you see, recently there was an increase in fuel price, mm-hmm. which has also led to some increase in lorry fares, the kind of monies that we pay, in the various vehicles, especially the Troskis. And now, Nana, it looks like nobody is monitoring the drivers, nobody is supervising them, nobody is ensuring that they are whipped into the proper line, they are whipped into the path. So they are just charging based on their whims and caprices. Because just today I was coming from a brewery to Ayimesa, and they took Medina fare. Meanwhile, I was alighting at Ayimesa. And definitely, before the car will get to Medina, they will get people on board, mm-hmm. To replace me. That I dropped at, Ayimesa. It doesn't make sense. Nana, so I think that the government, they should try and get a certain mechanism, a certain, measure, which will ensure that all these supervisory rules are played, especially the prices. Milk should not be sold at 4 cedis, and when you move 2 steps, it will be sold at 5 cedis or 6 cedis. I don't get it. It is the same milk. It is the same company that has manufactured that brand. So if it is sold 4 cedis, it should be 4 cedis across. So Nana, I think one day you should take time for us to address this properly. Thank you very much.
And I'll call you after the show. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello, Nana. Good evening. My name is Edwin Abochi.
My brother, let me hear you.
Yo, Nana. Good evening. It's been a long time.
Yes, sir.
Nana, you see what this guy, this Chini Jonas guy, is saying every day, and people are not getting the guy. Mm-hmm. The guy always saying the truth. The guy always telling us. These our leaders always travel to outside. You make money here. You use your own black people here. After making the money, you send the money outside and go and do business. And if you die there, you want them to come and bury you in the cemetery here. That means Africa here is a cemetery. If you go and invest there, you die, you want them to come and bury you. These are our politicians who go there. Every day they fly to the hospital. Everything there, they know they can go and see goodness. But if they come here, they don't want to do any good things for us. They don't want to take care of us. That's a black man, Bibini. Black man always lets a whole black man down. And I see how we are suffering. See how we are suffering. We don't know what to do now. If you pass here, problem. If you tell like this, problem. Common food you can't buy. Tomatoes, rubber, handegana. We can't afford, Nana. See how we are suffering all over around. Even we, one thing. Let me tell you one thing.
Mm-hmm.
If your country is a Christian country, we call ourselves Christian country. We are Christian, and your leaders who is leading you is not a Christian. Now you are getting me.
Yes.
If your leader is not a Christian, now you are as my boss, and you are not a Christian. I am a Christian, and under you working for you. Do you think you are going to let me feel okay? If you are not a Christian and I'm your worker, I'm a Christian, are you not going to press me down so that I can join you? Maybe you are in narcotics or you are some kind of group. I think you are going to punish me so that I can join you. That's how I'm seeing our leaders. They are not a Christian. So if we are here shouting Jesus, God give you your mind. And every time we Sunday we be in church praying Jesus, God will come down. God is not going to come down today. He's not going to come down tomorrow. If your leader who is leading you, who is not going to do anything for you as a Christian, and you are there shouting, under there shouting, he will sit on your head and pressing you down because he's not a Christian.
Thank you very much, my brother. 0302216541. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello, Nana. This is John B.
John, let me hear you.
Nana?
Yes, sir.
3 times. 3 times. Most often, I don't want to talk politics.
Mm-hmm.
But it gets to a point where you need to talk to somebody and then let your feelings out. I feel our politicians, irrespective of whatever party they belong to, take us for a ride every time. I don't know how difficult it is for you to tell a simple truth, which silences everything. Nana, we are paying so much money to generate power, yet the individuals are willing to buy solar panels or solar powered equipment so that it can ease the pressure on government in payment for gas and oil to generate power.
Mm-hmm.
Yet our politician has not seen this side. When fuel price goes high, there are 2 factors. If the world market price goes high, it increases. If our exchange rate, CD to the dollar, increases, it will also affect. So, in an event where there is no increment in the world market price, the dollar rate always increases the cost of our commodity. There are other countries who are using other means to run their country very well. You made an example. The supplier says, come and buy it from me at 10 cedi. The leader says, no, I'll buy it from Kojo at 60 cedi. Is this prudent? Is this the leaders we want? And tell you what, they are inculcating the same habit into their children or whoever they are mentoring to succeed them. Is this going to end?
Thank you very much. A big question. Is this going to end? 0302216541. Brace for impact economy. And I'm saying that we have, built this same culture over the years, and now, we are almost at the brick wall where, there's no turning back. We have to bite the bullet and ride the storm. But I'm just hoping that as we bite this bullet to ride this storm, we position ourselves so that when the sea levels out, we would be in a good position to sail ahead. In a good position. Get an industry so that we can move into fertilizer, because you know that fertilizer, agric is just literally sitting and waiting for it. Position ourselves with tourism, and I'm saying in tourism, don't go for all tourism, because everything can be tourism, even health, education, everything can be tourism. But let's just pick and choose the ones. We have the forts, which is quite unique. Can we repair all the forts and go heavy on the fort tourism? We have good beaches, 500 kilometers of it. Can we fix a good number of it and move into the, beach tourism, I don't know, entertainment tourism. Hello, who's talking to us?
Hello, Nana. This is Kofi from Slimtex.
Kofi, let me hear. Hey, Kofi, let me hear you.
Thank you for what you are doing, Nana. I think governance in Ghana is for a political party, and by a political party, and to a political party. Not until we change this attitude that governance should be for the country Ghana, and governance should be to the Ghanaians, and then governance for or by Ghanaians, we are not getting anywhere. Let's go to Parliament and see. How do we see in Parliament these days? Are they working for Ghanaians or for their political party? When the government in place, they do what their political parties and ask them to do. So how can they do something good for this country? So until this situation changes, that we do things for the country, betterment of this country, we'll not get anywhere. We'll just be lamenting. All that we are doing on radio now is we are lamenting. Mm-hmm. But they do whatever their political parties dictate to them to do. So I think that we need to go back to a national development plan. And every political party will just fit into the plan that we have set for ourselves as a country. In absence of that, Nana, I don't think we can get anywhere.
Sadly, but kind of true, 0302216541. Well, this is to you. Happy birthday, Emmanuel Ni Udate Lamte. Happy 50th birthday from the 85-year group of St. Martin, the Pori School. Udate Lamte had this shoe, right? And he had a metal cap in front of it. And he was a number 5 defender. No, the babo na anymore. Emmanuel Neo Datilamte, happy 50th to you from all of us. All of us, the Mad Pops. And to Banlo, Nanaya Odan Sumisa. The most wonderful little brother you can ever have. This is from me, your big brother. This is from Yesa Dansumisa. This is from Mami Anticho. This is from KK Bilops. This is from KT Rasgega. This is from Kobifo Olongong. This is from your mother Nanessa. From Yeni Majampo Bobobi. This is from Kwesi Hatchfeld. Saying a happy birthday to you, Nanaya Dansumisa. The one and only Banlo, the intelligent Mamiesi is here. Kofi Hayford is on standby with some wicked tunes to send us back to God to seek some redemption. Abe Kusan Kufio is on the ones and twos. My name is Nana Ansah. Well, happy birthday in advance to Gloria Asante Nkiyi-Adom of Ghana School of Law, UPSA campus. That was a quick one. Well, I'm Nana Ansah the fourth, and I say until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. And thank you to you, Ohineire, for external producer, and our little princess, Nyamdan Sinti Misa, for doing the listening. By God's grace, Monday we'll be back